We are officially a couple days away from the party of the summer, the second biggest PLE for the WWE, and that is SummerSlam. We would get into my predictions and thoughts of overall who was going to win each matchup at SummerSlam of 2024. But before we get into that, remember to hit that like and subscribe button because we got a whole bunch of wrestling content on the way and plus a lot more after SummerSlam, so stay tuned. But back to the video. So our first matchup of the night that we rolled into, and that is Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. And to me, the feud has been alright. It's kind of basically been hitting the same beat as the previous feud leading into Money in the Bank. But this time, you know, excuse for why Bron Breakker lost of him saying he took Sami Zayn easy. And I feel like Bron Breakker's been kind of been able to build that momentum. I feel like he hasn't super felt as like dominant as he felt like last time going into Money in the Bank. At least he was able to get some of that momentum back. I was really worried about that. But Sami Zayn too, I feel like he's so great and talented at everything he does. I feel like either way, I hope they deliver a way more better match than they did in Money in the Bank, because I know they can do it. I hope that Bron Breakker go fully out, Sami Zayn go crazy, let them both go crazy. And I just feel like it's just I feel like this is going to be the final chapter for Sami Zayn as Intercontinental Champion. I feel like after this, because they're teasing it up with maybe a Sami Zayn and Jey Uso going for the tag titles, and that's going to be a future storyline. I feel like this is going to be the final stamp, final approval, because I feel like Sami Zayn has done his course. He's done his run as Intercontinental Champion. I feel like it's time to give it to someone new, and that right person is, and that is Bron Breakker. Like, I wouldn't be mad if Sami retained, but I feel like it's just the right person, the right time. We all said we gotta wait for the bigger PLE, and we're here now, the second biggest PLE in WWE, and that is SummerSlam. So I'm going with Bron Breakker to become your new Intercontinental Champion. Next we get into Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. And oh my god, please for the love of God, take this title off of Logan Paul. Don't get me wrong, we've been waiting for this feud for almost a year. We all thought maybe they're gonna do it at WrestleMania, but for some reason never did it. And LA Knight's been kind of floating around. You know, he still has a lot of stock and momentum between the fans, but at the same time too, I feel like he really needs a championship to solidify himself. Like, he's never won a championship in WWE, and I get even if he loses, he'll still be over, but I really feel like you really want to cement LA Knight as this big star that he's been for the longest time, and the fans been sticking by his back. He needs a championship. LA, it's his time. Rushed him to the main event scene. I'm bringing him down back to the mid card. I understand Logan Paul has been kind of good. I've loved his feud. For the love of God, I understand he wasn't going to be there all the time. But you're a part-time mid card title, and mid card titles are usually about fighting champions, constantly defending, and giving great feuds. You can do part-time with a main event title because you can kind of have the other titles holding on to it. But Logan Paul has been holding on to this division and putting him in a crutch, putting him in a prison where they cannot escape. And it's really been suffering the rest of the mid-card division on SmackDown. And I've been hating that Logan Paul's been keeping this on for so long. I get he's not going to be there all the time, but you're really going to hold on for months and only have 2 title defenses. 250 plus days, being the 3rd longest US champion, Bayley defending. Now I want this title off of him. I am praying and begging for this title to be off of Logan Paul. But either way, I know they're going to give a great match, and yeah, it's a bit of a concern because it is in Logan Paul's hometown. But either way, I just feel like it's LA Knight's time. It is his time to become United States Champion. He needs to win this. So I'm going with LA Knight, defeat Logan Paul, and become your new United States Champion. Next we get into is Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. And to me, I feel like a lot of people have gone conclusions that Nia Jax is winning this, and I don't really think so. Don't get me wrong, I won't complain if she wins it. It'll be great having a big heel as champion, a giant heel. She's she's one of the more powerful, dominant heels on SmackDown, one of your best top heels you have in the company at the current moment. Plus, dude, she's been delivering ever since she's came back last year. Been doing great. For me, I understand people saying, dude, they feel like they've gotten everything throughout this Bayley run, like they've seen Bayley as champion. I wish they just would have booked her better, because after Backlash, they didn't really book her as better, do much with her after Backlash, much as I wish they would have done, because she is talented. Bayley, one of the most talented people on the roster, and you really let her shine. She can showcase and show out. But also at the same time too, you also have, they've been teasing, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the small little story of Naomi potentially having that Bayley feud, and there's Bad Blood coming up, so I don't know if they're going to put it on Nia. And also too, you have the thing of Tiffany. I don't know if they're really going to have Tiffany cash in just because of the briefcase, and they've already been teasing a potential breakup of Nia and Tiffany. But also too, they could also be going for the tag title since their team. There's many different factors in it, but I still feel like Bayley got this because Nia just recently pinned the champion, so I don't know if they're gonna let her pin her back to back. And just there's a lot of things that I can see future plans for Bayley as champion with that heel Naomi. So I just don't think it's Nia Jax's time. I'm not gonna complain if Nia Jax is it or if Tiffany cashes in, but I don't think it's gonna happen because I think she's getting a new briefcase. I don't know if you want to waste that so soon. So I am choosing Bayley to retain her championship against Nia Jax. And then we get into the Women's World Championship match of Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This build up for this feud has been amazing. It's probably my second to SummerSlam. Great story between each other. Liv Morgan's revenge tour, Rhea Ripley trying to come back for a title, whole Judgment Day. It's so interesting and I love it. But I feel like Liv Morgan needs to win this because if Rhea Ripley just comes back and wins this, you're killing off Liv Morgan's credibility. You're killing off everything she's built up. She needs to get that one victory over Rhea Ripley. The whole revenge tour is about defeating Rhea Ripley. If she can't beat Rhea Ripley, she loses everything. Makes her so incredible. It hurts her stock so much that she has built up if Liv Morgan loses this match. And even though I want Rhea Ripley to have her title back, it's just not the right moment for Rhea to win. If Liv wins, you can have more story beats down the rest of the year, potentially on how Liv wins. Plus, too, that can make Rhea Ripley even a more bigger babyface and having her chase for the title. Is Finn gonna be the one that's gonna cost Rhea the title and finally show his true colors? Is it gonna be Dom showing his true colors and going with Liv and costing Rhea the title, and they tease more story beats in the future after SummerSlam? Or is it going to be where Dom has been trying to help people get the title off of Liv, like with Selena and like with Becky the 2 times, ends up costing Rhea the match, and that really shows, Rhea like, hey, are you really on my side, or you're just doing this to be with Liv? Maybe that's where he finally goes with Liv. There's just so much more if Liv Morgan wins the match. There's so much more you can do with Liv Morgan if she retains and not Rhea Ripley. And I just feel like that's a better option. It's the safer option, and it makes everyone look good and make for interesting story for Rhea Ripley later down the line to win the title. So I am choosing Liv Morgan to retain her Women's World Championship. And then we get into the match I am most interested in. That is Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, as Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. And I am so excited for this match. I'm very interested because the story's been super fire. It's been building for 7-8 plus months since this year's Royal Rumble. It's just been a great story going forward. I still feel like I'm just happy that CM Punk is cleared and he can finally compete. Drew McIntyre's in this and he can compete. I'm kind of interested to see how this Seth Rollins special guest referee kind of turns out, because she doesn't like either person. I really feel like this finish could really bring us into more story points for the future. Maybe a Bash in Berlin, get a triple threat. So it's like kind of interesting how this match will go around. I definitely do believe there will be some type of dirty finish, or one would think that it's a type of dirty finish, but I feel like Drew McIntyre needs this win. I feel like you can really boost off more of this story. Drew McIntyre wins this, potentially leading to a rematch maybe at Bad Blood between Drew and CM Punk, because I feel like this is going to be the first stop in their story, and then when we get to WrestleMania, it will be Seth and CM Punk having their own thing. This feud needs Drew McIntyre to win to continue it, but this feud has been so red hot, so interesting, one of the best feuds going on for the past couple months. I'm just finally happy that on Saturday you're finally going to see this match live. But I'm still very, very excited to see what happens on this Saturday between CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins, the special guest referee. But over everything, I am going with Drew McIntyre to defeat CM Punk and pick up the victory. Next we get into is Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. In this match, at first, if you talking to me after the King and Queen of Ring, after Gunther won it, I'd be like, oh, Gunther got this, There's so much over on Gunther. The WWE loves Gunther. He was so protected, so dominant. He's one of the most protected people, just as Cody Rhodes. But then how they've been booking Damian Priest every month after month, every feud after feud, you can tell they really love Damian Priest. They put so much stock and investment in Damian Priest, and to me, he has grown on me. I've always been a Damian Priest fan, but this run has really grown on me. It really has shown how great and talented and great worker that he is, and it continues to get better and better and better and better. And even every single match, he gets better and better and better. Especially with this feud, just for the couple weeks that they've had, really toe the line of really who you want to root for and don't want to root for, and making Damian Priest an amazing babyface, making this heel Gunther that you don't want to like, and really telling the two different sides of someone being on the street and someone have all the royalties and being super, having all the wealth and fame. Done it so well that it makes you believe that Damian Priest actually has more of a chance, because slowly after all the Damian Priest feuds, you've been slowly believing that he can actually beat Gunther. Especially this build for this feud has made you believe that Gunther can actually lose to Damian Priest, even if it's dirty or it's a clean win. Either way, it makes you Damian Priest believe that he can do it. Plus, too, the interferences that we could have. Maybe Finn Balor will show his true colors in this match, or maybe they're gonna save it and slowly build up to it for Damian Priest and Finn Balor match in the future. Because I don't know, you're having interference by Judgment Day in the Rhea Ripley and Liv match. I don't think you want to have a lot of it in the next match to really overshine another match and make it too much. I think this might be a slow build for Finn Balor, so I don't know if he's gonna do it. This would be the perfect time to finally bring back Giovanni Vinci, because I don't know why they drafted him to SmackDown. It was weird. Haven't used him, but I think that would be a great way to bring Giovanni back into this story. Bring this a potential feud between, when Ludwig comes back and Gunther, because they took him out. So Giovanni's like, I'm gonna cost your championship match, and maybe this just lodge into maybe a rematch at Bash and Brilliant, or maybe Gunther goes off the feud with Giovanni, or maybe that's Ludwig's feud. There's just so many possibilities if you bring Giovanni Vinci in. But he's another possibility that could end up in this match. Either if it's a clean loss from one of them, it's a dirty loss from one of them, I think Damian Priest is going to retain his World Heavyweight Championship and beat the Ring General Gunther. Now we get into our main event, and that is Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa. And man, I have not really been a fan of this feud. I understand if you're a fan of New Solo's bloodline, I think they've been doing the right thing of trying to make Solo credible and building the right story beats to make him seem credible. I think his bloodline is kind of whack. It doesn't really interest me, but I feel like they've been doing that great. I just kind of hate that they've been doing the same repeat of story every single week. And I understand trying to make Solo this thing, but I kind of hate how the feud's more been about him and Roman and not between Cody and Solo for the championship. It just seems more of a story between Solo needs to get this title for his family and not really much about Cody Rhodes. And I've seen people online saying Cody Rhodes should lose and Solo should become champion because they think it should go good because he can have the title between Solo and Roman. I'm sorry, I think that's so stupid because basically it would waste the entire story we did of finishing Cody's story just for to go back in the bloodline and being there for months and months. So what? Roman's gonna beat Solo for the title, then Roman's gonna go face Rock and Roman for the title. This is completely stupid. You're basically undoing everything that you did for Cody Rhodes to build up his story for to get out of the bloodline. But also too, I know this is the main thing we're all kind of waiting for is Roman Reigns' return, because if he doesn't return here, where is he really gonna return? Like, this is the perfect spot potentially lead a match at Bad Blood or even Bash in Berlin. We're just waiting for Roman's return because we know it's gonna be shenanigans. Cody Rhodes is by himself, maybe KO and maybe Randy might come back to help Cody, but we all know that we're waiting for that Roman Reigns return, and we don't know, potentially maybe Roman's reign is the one that cost Solo the match. Maybe he comes back with Paul Heyman. Maybe he comes back with Jimmy Uso. There's just many possibilities, and I'm really interested to see where they really go with Roman Reigns' return. If he does return, where do they go with that? But also too, I'm interested to see how Solo does, because it will not just be his second main event, but also too, it'd be his first solo main event on a pay-per-view, so I hope he delivers and does a great job. I know it's a lot of pressure. He's putting all this build, all this promise onto one dude. I'm hoping he delivers, and I hope they have a decent match. I'm not the most interested in this match particularly, but I am going with Cody Rhodes to retain his undisputed WWE Championship by defeating Solo Sikoa. And overall, this SummerSlam looks very interesting with many matches. Either way, I'm still very interested to see how this year's SummerSlam turns out. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and predictions of this year's SummerSlam. What is the match you are most looking forward to for this year's SummerSlam? Let me down below. I just have to wait and see what happens at the party of the summer, SummerSlam of 2024. We're just gonna have to wait and find out. So now you all can go. Shoo, bye, go.